Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into our third wonder of the world, a colossal masterpiece that once thundered with divine power, the Statue of Zeus at Olympia. Prepare yourselves for a journey through time, a tale of faith, pride, and the very fire of creation itself. Thunder in marble, the lost voice of Zeus. Imagine standing before something so magnificent, so lifelike, that it didn't just impress you, it made you tremble. Not from fear, but from pure, unadulterated awe. That's what they say about the Statue of Zeus. Mortals claim the god himself breathed within that glorious form of gold and ivory. And perhaps, just perhaps, they were right. Our story begins in modern-day Greece, with Alexandros, a dedicated archaeologist, painstakingly restoring the ancient site of Olympia. The sun beats down as he carefully brushes sand from an ancient coin, its worn surface still bearing the majestic face of Zeus. Suddenly, a low rumble echoes across the plains. Thunder. But the sky above is perfectly clear, a brilliant cloudless blue. Alexandros looks up, a flicker of intrigue in his eyes. A faint whisper seems to brush past his ear. A voice from the distant past. "Find the fire that made me." This mysterious message ignites a quest within Alexandros. He travels across Greece, from the iconic Parthenon, still standing proud against the Athenian sky, to the ancient oracle at Delphi, seeking answers in whispers of history. His search leads him to dusty archives, forgotten scrolls, and eventually, to an old monastery library, tucked away in a quiet mountain village. There he uncovers a forgotten letter, yellowed with age, written by none other than Phidias, the legendary sculptor of the statue himself. Phidias's words leap from the page. The god demanded perfection. To create him was to stand between faith and madness. When you hear thunder without clouds, that's him calling. Alexandros's heart pounds. He remembers the cloudless thunder at Olympia. Could this be it? Could this be the clue to Phidias's secret? To the very essence of the statue's creation? Intrigued and resolute, Alexandros heads straight back to Olympia, determined to rediscover what Phidias truly meant by the fire that made me. Now, let's step back in time, back to ancient Olympia, as it buzzes with activity. The great temple of Zeus, still under construction, glows in the flickering torchlight of countless workmen. Inside, the air is thick with the scent of wood, stone, and the quiet determination of creation. We find Phidias, weary and aged, yet his eyes burn with an intense, almost feverish energy. He stands before an enormous block of ivory, a single piece the size of a ship's hull, destined to become the face of the god. His young apprentice, Callias, looks on, worried. Callias speaks, his voice hushed. "Master, you haven't slept in days." Phidias doesn't even turn, his gaze fixed on the ivory. "How can I, Callias?" The god watches. He waits to see if I'm worthy. As Phidias lifts a chisel, poised to strike the raw material, a blinding flash of lightning cracks across the sky outside, a deep rumble shaking the very foundations of the temple. Zeus's unmistakable symbol. A grim smile touches Phidias's lips. "Do you hear it, Callias?" The sky approves. The workshop becomes a crucible of creation. Smoke billows from furnaces, and molten gold gleams in huge vats. Ivory plates, meticulously carved and shaped, are heated and hammered into form. Phidias works day and night, his body fueled by an unstoppable passion. He carves the serene, all-knowing face of Zeus, his eyes inlaid with glittering gemstones, his flowing robe crafted from delicate sheets of gold leaf. Every detail is perfect, every curve divine. Phidias's own words echo through the ages. "Each stroke of the chisel took something from me, a memory, a dream, a fragment of soul, until I no longer knew where I ended and the god began." It was more than just sculpting. It was an act of surrender, a complete immersion in the divine. As he finishes the statue's outstretched hand, carefully placing the tiny figure of Nike, the goddess of victory, upon its palm, the entire temple trembles. A hush falls over the workmen. Priests whisper amongst themselves, their faces pale with awe, declaring that Zeus has truly accepted his image. Finally, the day of revelation arrives. Olympia is packed. Citizens, priests, and even foreign kings have gathered from across the known world, their anticipation palpable. Torches burn brightly, casting dancing shadows. A collective breath is held as the colossal curtains, concealing the masterpiece, are slowly drawn back. A wave of gasps sweeps through the crowd. There, gleaming in the flickering light, sits the statue of Zeus, seated upon a massive throne crafted from rich cedar and ebony crowned with olive branches. His gaze is eternal, majestic, overwhelming. Just then, a single brilliant sunbeam pierces through a gap in the temple roof, striking the statue's face directly. A spark of light, almost imperceptible, flashes across the inlaid eyes, as if the god himself had blinked. The high priest raises his arms, his voice booming with reverence. "Behold, the father of gods and men." And as one, the entire crowd falls to their knees, overcome by the sheer, undeniable presence of the god. Even Phidias, the sculptor, drops to his knees. But his expression isn't one of triumph or joy. It's fear. A deep, unsettling fear. That night, a storm rages outside the temple. Rain lashes down as Phidias sits alone beneath the towering statue, its golden form dimly illuminated by the few remaining torches. He looks up at the colossal figure, his voice barely a whisper against the storm. "Are you pleased? I gave you my hands, my youth, my dreams. What more do you want?" An answer comes, deep and resonant, not from a human throat, but from the very air around them, from the marble and gold itself. Zeus's voice, booming through the silent temple. "You made me mortal. Now you must share my eternity." Suddenly, the torches extinguish, plunging the temple into darkness. A blinding flash of light fills the room, so intense it feels like the world has ended. The next morning the temple is quiet. Phidias is gone. Only his tools remain, fused to the floor, as if struck by a divine lightning bolt. The priests, awestruck and terrified, declare that Zeus himself has taken his sculptor to Olympus, to share in his immortality. Back in the present, Alexandros, guided by the cryptic clues from Phidias's letter, makes his way beneath the ancient temple foundations. He discovers a sealed chamber, hidden for centuries. Inside, he finds Phidias's original workshop, preserved in time. Dust-covered chisels, fragments of ivory, and an air of profound creation. On the far wall, a faded fresco depicts a breathtaking scene. Phidias, hand in hand with Zeus, lightning connecting their palms, a symbol of their incredible bond. Suddenly, a familiar rumble. Thunder, once again, without clouds. A small crack in the wall, previously unnoticed, reveals a hidden compartment. Inside, nestled amongst ancient debris, is a gold medallion shaped like an eagle. As Alexandros touches it, a torrent of visions floods his mind. He sees the statue of Zeus, glowing and alive, towering before him, just as it was in its glory. And then, a voice, deep and resonant, speaks directly into his mind. "Zeus. Men forget. Empires fall. But art is the thunder that never dies. You seek proof I was real? You carry it within your hands, the same fire that burned in Phidias's heart." The vision fades, leaving Alexandros standing alone, clutching the medallion. It's now cracked and dull, no longer a gleaming relic of divinity. He realizes it's not a literal piece of Zeus, but a symbol of the eternal bond between creator and creation, between human ingenuity and divine inspiration. Later, Alexandros presents his findings at a university, his voice filled with passion and conviction. Students listen, completely enraptured by his tale. "The statue of Zeus wasn't truly lost," he explains. "It lives on in every masterpiece born from profound passion. When you create something greater than yourself, when you pour your heart and soul into your work, you awaken the same lightning that shaped the gods. You become a conduit for that eternal fire." As he speaks, a montage flashes across the screen. Artists painting vibrant canvases, musicians performing with exhilarating energy, sculptors carving new forms from raw materials. And beneath their creative expressions, faintly, almost imperceptibly, the echo of thunder rumbles. The camera then pans across the majestic ruins of Olympia at sunset, bathed in golden light. For a fleeting moment, a flash of lightning silhouettes what looks like the shadow of the colossal statue. Zeus seated upon his throne, his gaze serene, a faint smile on his lips, before fading into the twilight. The statue of Zeus at Olympia. Destroyed by fire, perhaps, but truly reborn in every spark of human creation, every act of passion, every masterpiece that reminds us of our own divine potential. We hope you found this journey into the heart of a lost wonder as captivating as we did. If you enjoyed this tale of ancient mystery and creation, please give this video a big thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to Tech Info Tories and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next adventure to another incredible wonder of the world. Until then, bye-bye.